From the south of France, we've headed to the hills this week, although the Red Bull Ring rather feels like a beachside resort on the surface of the sun. It is the Austrian Grand Prix, the 32nd World Championship Austrian Grand Prix, and the 13th time we've come racing here at Spielberg. We're in the Styrian Hills, and we have a race in prospect to savour this afternoon. In the past, wins from pole 5 out of 12 on this track. Can Charles Leclerc take a victory, a maiden victory, from his second ever pole position this afternoon? I said we're in the hills, only 32% of Austria is below 1,600 feet. And this is the beautiful sight and the 2.68 mile circuit that we're going to be racing on this afternoon. 71 laps, only 10 corners, 3 to the left and 7 to the right, 5 braking zones, and an elevation change that leaves you gasping for air if you're ever brave enough to do the run up to turn 3. In 2017, turn 1 saw the end of the race for Danny Kvyat, Fernando Alonso, and also Max Verstappen, who starts on the front row today. In turn 3, Nico Rosberg under pressure from his teammate Lewis Hamilton. This was the last time Hamilton led a lap around this circuit. And turn 4 in 1998, what an epic battle it was between Mika Häkkinen diving down the inside in the McLaren and Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari. The 3 compounds of tyres that have to cope with track temperatures well into the late 50 degrees centigrade at the moment are the C2, C3 and C4. The medium and hard tyre are going to be used, but for how much longer?
It's the 2020 Austrian Grand Prix here in the Styrian Mountains. It's at 5, red lights here in Styria, and it's lights out and away we go. Lewis Hamilton doesn't get the best of start, so that will leave Valtteri Bottas probably leading into turn 1 as we make up a couple places down into turn 1. We're already side by side with Carlos Sainz and our teammate Pierre Gasly. So Gasly didn't get the best of starts, and now we are fully alongside, side by side with Pierre Gasly. Not anymore, because Gasly and Sainz are side by side, but we send one down the inside of both those two. And let's see who will get out ahead of this battle, as we're 3 wide going into turn 5, that is. And this is such a good battle between me and Pierre. And Pierre now goes down the inside, and we go down the inside, but we outbrake ourselves. And Pierre Gasly is getting past us. So we really need to try to get past Pierre, because he's really hindering us. And that was a mistake for me, because me and Lando Norris had a little bit of contact back there, and Lando Norris has lost a position now as well. But Pierre Gasly knows what's coming, and we'll send one down the inside into the quick right-hander, and we will get that position back from Pierre Gasly. What an exciting first lap this has been. So here's our view. Here's our onboard cam. We go down the inside of 2 cars. We almost have a little bit of look at Sergio Perez. We get a little bit of contact with Lando Norris. Now down into the next couple of corners, Norris is fully alongside us. And into the braking zone, we just make a little bit of contact, and that was 100% our fault, as we kind of squeezed him too much, and therefore we made contact with him. So that was 100% our fault. We take 100% of the blame for that. And Lando Norris lost 2 places to Pierre and to the Haas. So very unfortunate for Lando Norris. Also unfortunate for us, but not after this. We really got a great run out of that corner, and we make a great overtake on Pierre Gasly. So Gasly and us are having some great scraps this season. Here's Lando Norris. This is a contact with me and Lando. We squeezed him so much, and yeah, that was 100% our fault. So I really hope that Lando can get that position from Kevin Magnussen, because that was not his fault. Here's Pierre Gasly's view. He made a little bit of contact with Lando Norris into the braking zone. As you can see there, into turn 3, he makes a little bit of contact and then more contact. And on the exit, he just loses out heavily, but he'll see everything happen, everything unfold right in front of his eyes as me and Lando Norris come together. And he got past both of us. So it's a double overtake for Pierre Gasly. Of course, we got that pass by him. And now we're all over the back of the racing point of Lance Stroll. And we will both have DRS, and we go round the outside into turn 4. And we just can't make that overtake, but we will really be piling on the pressure, as we really want this position badly from the racing point. So very interesting stuff. And we will really be trying to put on the pressure on Lance Stroll to hopefully make him make a mistake or something? Can we make the same overtake that we did up here? No. We are not close enough, but on the exit, we will probably have DRS. We do have DRS. We go a little bit wide, but we still are gaining on him. Gaining, but is it enough? Is it enough to send one on him? Doesn't look like it will be. But on the exit, we will have DRS, and hopefully we can blast past him. As now, we engage our DRS and slipstream rich mix and overtake. And let's see if we can get past him into the braking zone. We send one on Lance Stroll. We don't make any contact, and we get past Lance Stroll very cleanly. So we are right past Lance Stroll, and now we have Alexander Albon just ahead. Lewis Hamilton now is all over the back of Max Verstappen. And now Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton may be getting into a scrap. Down the inside goes Lewis Hamilton on Max Verstappen, but they are still side by side as Max Verstappen is not too keen on letting Lewis Hamilton pass without a battle. But now the Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel, is now side by side and ahead of Max Verstappen, and he has a little bit of look at Lewis Hamilton, but Lewis Hamilton blocks him off. So Max Verstappen loses 2 positions on one straight. Let's see what happened on the onboard of Lewis Hamilton as he gains, and he goes down the inside of Max Verstappen, but Verstappen has the outside line, so he gets a slight better exit, but the power of that Mercedes engine blasts past Max Verstappen. Let's see Sebastian Vettel's on board as he saw Lewis Hamilton try to go down the inside, and he sees Max Verstappen go defensive on Lewis Hamilton. That really allows Sebastian Vettel to close up, and Vettel has some great slipstream, and will go to the left of Max Verstappen and have a little bit of a look at Lewis Hamilton, but in the end he'll just have to wait a couple more laps or the rest of the race depending on how quick he is. Here comes Alexander Albon on Daniel Ricciardo, but we are all over the back of that, and now we go 3 wide down into the braking zone, and this is a crazy overtaking. We make up 2 places in 1 corner into turn 3, and that's an amazing double overtake from us. And Daniel Ricciardo now gets past Alexander Albon. Here's our onboard. We see Ricciardo and Albon go side by side, and into the braking zone we send one down the inside, and actually Ricciardo kind of turned in on us. So very surprising behavior from Daniel Ricciardo as he turned in on us. Here's Ricciardo's view. You can see the contact going into turn 3 in just a second as he sees Alexander Albon get past, but he's king of the late breaker, so he brakes a little bit later, and yeah, he makes a ton of contact with us. Luckily, no damage to his front wing and no damage to our side pod. So no floor damage, nothing. So we should be okay. Here comes Alexander Albon on the back of Daniel Ricciardo, goes to the left, and Albon was the big loser in all this as he loses 2 positions. As you see, Daniel Ricciardo makes a little bit of contact with Alexander Albon. Albon doesn't have any damage, so it's good for the Red Bull driver, but as you see on the exit, Daniel Ricciardo gets past. Valtteri Bottas around the final corner. He's led every lap, and he will come across the line to win the Austrian Grand Prix in 2020, and now he closes that gap to Lewis Hamilton. Only a couple points separate them. Man, this is a great championship battle between Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri was leading and Lewis Hamilton passed him, but now Valtteri Bottas closes up the gap. This is a proper championship battle, and you love to see the 2 Mercedes going at it in a championship. Join us next time for the 70th anniversary Grand Prix.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
It's a 1-2 for Mercedes. 1-2 for Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas from Lewis Hamilton, we finished P7, and our teammate finishes P11. In the championship, Valtteri Bottas is only 7 points behind Lewis Hamilton now, and we move up into 6th place with 79 points. In the constructors' standings, Mercedes extend their gap of 175 points over Red Bull Racing and 185 points over Ferrari, and we take 4th place with 311 points behind Mercedes.
Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, it was a great race. We were really battling with a lot of teams today. We had a great battle with Pierre and a great battle with Daniel Ricciardo. So that was a lot of fun. We passed Alexander Albon, which was nice, and I'll be joining him at Red Bull Racing next time out at Great Britain 70th Anniversary Grand Prix. As my contract, I move up to Red Bull Racing, so I'm super excited, and I owe a lot of thanks to my team at the moment, AlphaTauri, as they really gave me a lot and helped me with my rookie season in Formula One. And we took a victory with them, so that's something that I'll never forget.